What is going on, Birdland? Stephen Heckman here for the Baltimore Battery, coming to you with the Final Strike podcast. Don't know what to say, honestly. Right when things started looking good, we turn around and revert back to what has been plaguing us all year: pitching and hitting, pitching and hitting, pitching and hitting. I don't know. It's we've lost 3 of our last 4 series. We were swept in 2 of our last 4 series. We did beat the Yankees 2 games out of 3. I mean, there's that. So there's that positive. But we go and have Kansas City come to our park. We win the first game. So at that point, we were winners of 3 out of our last 4 games, possibility to have a 3-game winning streak, and we completely fall flat on our face. And as of right now, after being swept by the Twins, we are now on a 5-game losing streak, heading to Anaheim tonight to start a 3-game series with the Angels. Kobe Mayo was actually optioned back to AAA Norfolk after the game yesterday. In a corresponding move, Tyler O'Neill was added to the roster today, and he will start in right field today. It's the first time he's played since April 23rd against DC. So, I don't know. If he produces, it's good to have him back in the lineup, but until we start seeing things turn around, I don't know what to say. We're 10 games under 500. We're 7.5 games out of first place. We are abysmal against the AL Central right now. We're 4-4-11. We're 4-11 against them. There's just not a lot of positivity you can talk about right now. Tomoyuki Sugano, he's doing fine. He's easily the best pitcher we have on our starting pitching staff. Dean Kramer the last 2 weeks has been outstanding. Back-to-back 7-inning starts, quality starts in both games. Gave up 2 runs yesterday, gave up 0 runs in the start before, which we actually won. Unfortunately, the bullpen was able to hold it down yesterday, and we lost the game. It's that in a nutshell. So when the offense is on, the pitching is off. When the starting pitching is on, the bullpen is off. When the bullpen is on, everything else is off. So I don't know. Of course, the Pirates fired their manager yesterday, so that's got Birdland all like, it's time to move on. It's time to get rid of Hyde. I don't know if getting rid of Brandon Hyde is going to fix it. Honestly, you get rid of Brandon Hyde, who are you going to bring in? Robinson Chirinos is not ready to take over a team. I mean, players like him and everything, but he's not ready to take over a team. In the game Brandon Hyde got thrown out, Chirinos showed that he's just not ready to manage his ball club right now. And on the fly, with a team that's got as much talent as it is, and with the expectations that were supposed to be there this year, I don't know. Buck Britton, why are we going to put him in the spot that technically he's kind of there to help with? I mean, he helped guide most of these players through the minor leagues, led them to a AAA championship. He's up there because of his work with them. What has he done to help? The dual hitting coach thing, I've been over that since last year. I don't get why you need 2 separate hitting coaches. It just doesn't add up, doesn't make sense, because if you have 2 differing philosophies, how are you going to help a batter? Not to mention that both these hitting coaches are just, I mean, one guy was with Seattle. Seattle's actually batting better this year now that he's gone. The other guy was a career 223 hitter. What is he going to do to help our team bat better? Against left-handers, we might as well not even play the ball game. I mean, if a left-hander is going to start, just give up the game. Because right now we are dead last in just about every category offensively against left-handed batters. We're 2-9 against left-handers this year. We're batting 174. We have a 593 OPS against left-handers. I mean, where is the positivity here? I mean, if you read the article that I put out yesterday, The Great, the Good, and the Ugly, in that article, I specifically pinpoint the runners in scoring position tragedy. And it's not just this year it's been a problem. We were a top 5 scoring offense last year, and I'm sorry, I know the stats dictated that we were better, But I've seen problems in the last 2 years before this of our ability to capitalize with runners in scoring position, and we don't do it. At some point, and I was shocked yesterday watching the game when I saw Maverick Hanley twice try to bunt with a runner on first. It blew my mind because we don't normally play small ball. But we need to figure out something. We need to do something. Because this is getting way out of hand. It is probably the most disappointing start to a season, not only in Major League Baseball right now, but in all professional sports this year. It just does not make sense to have the same talent that won 101 games and 92 games in the last 2 years, has had 3 years of winning records, be this piss poor at playing a game they've played their entire lives. I watched the game yesterday, and I noticed on every swing that our batters missed, they pulled their heads up. Pulled their heads up. That's why the balls were being popped up. That's why they were completely missing. We out-hit the team. As a team, we had 10 hits yesterday. The Twins had 3 freaking hits, and we could score 2 runs. 2 runs. Yeah, let's look at this real quick. And I outlined this in the article. For the season, the team is batting 192 with runners in scoring position. They have a 268 on base percentage. 268. That means 74% of the time, 73.2% of the time, we can't even get on base. We have a 305 slugging percentage. 305? I could hit 305. By myself. I'm not a professional baseball player. 305 as a team combined? There's a red flags right there. 574 OPS. We have 3 batters in the lineup yesterday who had over a 700 OPS. 3 batters. And what's worse is the players who are actually performing right now are not everyday players. Ramon Laureano is playing lights out baseball right now. Maverick Hanley has been playing pretty decent defense at catcher right now. He's not doing much offensively. Did get his first hit. Kobe Mayo got his first hit. That's great. But unfortunately, Ramon Urias is hurt now. Now, we do have Zach Eflin, who's scheduled to come off the IL and pitch this weekend. So, I mean, if we can keep Sagano going the way he's going, Dean Kramer going the way that he started to go, so ironically, once again, Passover passes and Dean Kramer's off and running, I'm starting to think we should start his season after Passover every year because it seems he gets better after Passover happens. So, coincidence? I don't know. Just something I noticed, and as a Jewish person, I thought it was kind of comical, but got to add a little levity somewhere. Zach Eflin can come back and pitch like he was starting the season, and we get Sagano and Kramer, we're going to be doing fine. The problem is we got to get our offense going. The problem is we got to get our bullpen going. And what frustrates me about the bullpen is Cano, lately, he's come in twice. I've seen him in the last week come in and pitch 1/3 of an inning. He threw 1 pitch in the game, got it out, never came back out. Felix Bautista, I don't think's pitched in the last 4 days. I mean, how does a bullpen pitcher get in a rhythm if they're not being used? Keegan Aiken's going out there. Brian Baker's going out there. And then Sionel Perez is going out there. Then the other players, we're just rotating through. Call them up from the minors, send them back down. Call up another one, send them back down. And yet we got Cano and Felix Bautista just sitting there waiting and waiting. but we're going to throw Gregory Soto out there, who can't seem to hit a bull in the butt with a banjo right now. I mean, what's the point? I mean, is Brandon Hyde seriously have that little control of the team that he's just going to send whoever out there and whatever happens, happens? Because that's the attitude the team looks like they're playing with right now. Because whatever happens, happens. Oh, well, let's get it over with. Jackson Holliday actually showed emotion yesterday when he grounded out with runners on second and third. He got frustrated at himself. That's probably the most emotion I've seen in a while from the team itself. And he's actually hitting the ball pretty good lately. By the way, he's in the lineup tonight, back down batting seventh. I don't understand. At this point, metrics be damned. Put your best players out there regardless of what they're doing. Use a nuclear lineup and let them go. Stop playing the freaking matchups all the damn time. How are these batters supposed to get better if they're not hitting left-handed batters and we decide we're not going to let them play? The team's not hitting left-handed batters, so is it really making that much of a difference if you keep Jackson Holliday and Heston Kjerstad out there against left-handers? The team as a whole is hitting 174. Do you think Jackson Holliday and Heston Kjerstad are going to hurt that much more being in a lineup against a lefty? No. Let them get out there and learn how to hit against them. We did the same thing to Gunnar Henderson his first year up in the league, and then the following year we let him play nearly every single day. We made him learn how to hit left-handed batters because he had the opportunity to be out there and play. But we're not doing that. We send Kobe Mayo back down when we're short on infield help right now, and kept Dylan Carlson up in the outfield. So now you have Tyler O'Neill, Cedric Mullins, Ramon Laureano, Heston Kjerstad, and Dylan Carlson for the outfield spots. Not to mention every now and then you're throwing Jorge Mateo out there. But you have Jordan Westberg and Ramon Urias both on the IL, and we're going to send Kobe Mayo back down. Somebody please tell me what is going on here. What is the thought process where we are now? We're 10 games under 500. We have a negative 66 run differential. That's right, negative 66. The fact we're just 7.5 games out of first place right now is a miracle. It's beyond a miracle. But where do you start? What do you do? If you get rid of Brandon Hyde, who do you bring in? Like I said, Chirinos is not the answer. Buck Britton is not the answer. Who do you bring in? Where do you go from here? I've seen people say bring Buck Showalter back. I don't know if Buck Showalter would help right now. I really don't. We had Freddie Gonzalez, but because he wasn't going to get the opportunity to manage here, he's gone. He went back to colleges. So where do we go? Everybody says get rid of Brandon Hyde. Where do you go from there? Who do you bring in? You've got to have a plan. And that's the thing. There's got to be a plan. You get rid of your GM, he's not going to want to have a guy that's already there. He's going to want to bring in his own person. So once again, if we get rid of Mike Elias, then where do you go? And I'm sorry, David Rubenstein, he doesn't know the ins and outs of baseball. He's got baseball guys there for baseball reasons. Now, I can honestly say Mike Elias, I don't think his seat's hot this year, but next year, yeah, it'll probably be hot if this continues. But right now, where is David Rubenstein? Last year, his owner team, he was everywhere. We saw him everywhere. He was doing commercials. He was in the stands. He was being Mr. Splash. Where is he this year? Haven't heard from him. Mike Elias came out last week and actually took some responsibility, saying he always has to go back and look and second guess things because that's what he does in order to evaluate his job. But where do we go from here? He still says he believes this team's good. I do believe too. But right now, they don't believe it. They don't believe in themselves. There's players out there who are sitting there trying and pressing too hard to sit there and hit. And I've said it quite a few times in the last couple of weeks. A 6-run home run. Nobody on base. Let's hit a 6-run home run because that's going to fix everything. We've hit 2 home runs in the last 2 weeks. 2. Gunnar Henderson missed almost the first 10 days of the season and leads the team in hits with 29. How does that even make sense? Cedric Mullins is in a 1-for-25 slump. Jordan Westbrook's supposed to come back possibly this weekend. So we get Tyler O'Neill, Zach Eflon, and Jordan O'Neill back. Andrew Kittredge is not far from returning. Cowser should actually be starting to do baseball activities. Hopefully he is. I don't know where he's at. I haven't seen an update on him yet, but Cowser should be doing baseball activities now and getting ready for his return. I'm hoping that that's enough to actually help our team turn things around. 10 games under 500 is a big deal. I mean, yeah, you can get rid of that with a couple, with a 5-game and a 7-game winning streak. But right now, does that look like that's going to happen? We can't score. We can't stop the other team from scoring. Last week, going into the series against the Royals, we had a negative 10.8 defensive run saved. Negative 10.8 defensive run saved. We rank near the bottom in almost every major category in baseball. With the talent that's on the team. So is it for 2 years the talent just was overachieving? And now underachieving, which I think is probably too kind of a word. Are you trying to say that all the talent evaluators were wrong on these players? Or is the pressure too much? Are they finally facing some adversity and don't know how to handle it? It's a possibility. I don't know what the answer is right now. I wish I did. And you look all over social media, everybody else has a different opinion on what the answer is. But something's got to happen. Something's got to change. Is it getting rid of Brandon Hyde? I don't know. Is it getting rid of Mike Elias? I don't think so. Honestly, what I would do in the situation we have right now, and it's not much better in the minor leagues, and it's because we keep having to take from there because we have 14 players on the injured list right now. Well, 13 now. But we have 13 players on the injured list. So we had to fill those holes on the major league roster. So you take from AA and AAA. They had to replace those players in AA and AAA, which means that they had to go to high A and single A. High A and single A had to replace those players, so they had to go to A and the rookie league. Do you see the pattern? It's a major trickle-down effect. And unfortunately, at this point, I'm not sure where we go from here. There's ideas, yes. There's many of them. But maybe we need a reset. Maybe Adley and Gunner need to go back down to AAA for a bit. Wake them up. I mean, what do you do? Where do you start? You can't point to just one person for what's going on right now. It's a collective. Top to bottom, it's a collective. It was bad enough Charlie Morton would go out and give up 8 runs in 3 innings and the offense couldn't score. I mean, what was the motivation to score there? Now you got Dean Kramer going 7 innings, giving up 2 or less runs. Sagano going 7 innings, giving up 3 or less runs. We still can't score. Where do we fix it? Because it's not just one area of this team that's in trouble. And that's the scary part. It's not just one area. It's the batting. It's the defense. It's starting pitching. It's the bullpen. It's the coaching. It's the managing. It's front office decisions. We'll see what happens this weekend. I mean, all we keep hearing from the media is this is the month that the Orioles can turn things around. They're playing, every team I think they're playing, with the exception of one, is under 500. So maybe we'll show our moxie and start winning some games, put a few winning streaks together, or maybe get things back on the right track. All I know is if you go into June 10 games under 500, you can pretty much kiss your season goodbye. We're almost to the point of kissing the AL East goodbye. 7.5 games out, and we're not even in the end of May. Panic button isn't time to be pushed yet, but it's coming. But we're going to close on that note because it's heartbreaking. It's hard. Really is hard. I want to give a big shout out to my partners, my sponsors, Foxhole Coffee, which is hero.com. Check out the premium cold brew coffee. Definitely something if you're a coffee drinker like I am. You can have it hot, cold, 3 or 4 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons per 8 ounces is basically the way it goes. Add water, add milk, whatever you prefer, and then you can add your sugar, your sweetener, your creamer, your foam, any of that. Head over to hero.com. One of the reasons I support them is the simple fact that they help provide shelter and service dogs for members of the military suffering from PTSD. So you're helping animals and you're helping the military. So something I'm definitely big on. Also want to thank W Energy. Got this great Joker shaker. Great energy drink. Me being diabetic, one of the big things about it is there's actually no added sugars. There's no artificial flavoring. It's all natural. It doesn't have the jittering come down effects that you get from other energy drinks. It's all natural. You can head over to w.gg, check out your sample pack, get yourself a nice little shaker. It's well worth it. Type in Stephen R. Heckman. That's Stephen, Stephen R. And then my last name, Heckman, Heckman, and get 10% off your order. Definitely great for pre-workout. Definitely great for gaming. Definitely great for doing podcasts. Boost of energy. It's got numerous vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that are good for your body. It's an energy drink that actually is good for you. So check it out at w.gg. Also, I want to give a big shout out to one of my friends that I had the privilege of talking to over the weekend, was O's Across the Pond. They are a podcast that is mainly over in the Europe area. It's a group of guys that get together to discuss the Orioles, watch the Orioles, and have fun talking about the Orioles. Real good friends of mine. Check them out. You can find them on your Apple Podcast area. Also, check out Herb FM Sports Radio. I was fortunate enough to be able to be on them the other day to talk about the Orioles and Twins series. And boy, oh boy, I wish I'd go back and have that one done over again. But I digress. Want to give a big shout out to the BaltimoreBattery.com. Without them, I wouldn't be here. So don't forget to check them out. Check out the article, The Great, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I promise you will enjoy it. Nick Forbush came out with their bullpen rankings. Zach came out with prospect rankings. So a lot going on over there. Please head over to the BaltimoreBattery.com. Give us a shout. Find some of your favorite authors and writers there. Check out the post. I promise you will not be disappointed. Also want to give a big special shout out to Scooters for Rent. If you're ever in the Delaware, Maryland area and you're looking for mobility equipment, handicap mobility equipment, especially when it comes to mobility scooters, manual wheelchairs, beach wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs, and rear lift recliners, give them a shout. Make sure you tell them Stephen from the Final Strike sent you. You can reach them at 302-280-6203. And they do service the Delaware and Maryland resort areas in Ocean City, all the way up to Lewis, Delaware, and even Dover. So until next time, Birdland, we're going to hope for good things to happen this weekend. We're going to keep that beer cold, and we'll be back at it next week. Hopefully we have a better update than what we've had this week, because the past week it has not been good, and it's getting uglier. It's hard not to be upset and frustrated, and I know, Birdland, it's you are. So I feel you. I understand. But let's be patient. Let's hope they turn things around, and let's see what happens this weekend. Until next time, Birdland, keep that beer cold. Peace out. Thanks for listening.